The power and appeal of documentary is the way it opens and plays with the way viewers relate to and understand the subject. Ben Edwards.
There is a clear connection which links the genre of documentary with society. Since the early 1900s, when the documentary genre evolved from actuality films, they have been reflecting the values in society, challenging an idea in society, and developing with new technological advancements to suspend the disbelief of the society. It'll be fun.
Okay. The Nuke of the North, directed by Robert J. Flaherty.
Robert J. Flaherty.
It was made in 1922. This was one of the first documentaries created and was about a day-to-day life of how the Inuits lived. The Inuits had a very strange and different way to live. This is why Robert J. Flaherty wanted to show the European viewers another way different cultures survived. This may sound good, but Robert J. Flaherty, I don't know how to say it, manipulated the truth of the culture to make his documentary more successful. Sentence you to lie, to tell the truth.
Okay everyone, we have seen the seal from the Nuke of the North and we are going to go film it right now. This is the seal that was staged in the Nuke of the North. Did you know it is actually highly unlikely that the seal was actually meant to be there because it was very difficult for the Inuits to cache food and getting the seal is very unrealistic. Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, we gotta.
A film technique used was long shots of men being put to work because of the Nazis, and close-ups of children's faces.
And lots of low angles to make him seem powerful. In 1922, Triumph of the Will was directed by Leni Riefenstahl.
Did you say Riefenstahl?
Riefenstahl.
Riefenstahl. Leni Riefenstahl. Leni Riefenstahl. Leni Riefenstahl.
Okay, thank you.
Beautiful, thank you.
After their defeat in World War I, Germany was suffering as a nation. People were on the streets without homes or food, without a house for shelter. The country was struck with depression, which influenced Western powers such as the US to help provide them with aid, with schemes such as the Berlin Airlifts and the US Marshall Plan, which occurred during World War II. This helped Germany to get back on its feet. However, Germany wanted to stand on its feet on its own without the help of Western powers, which is why Hitler and the Nazi Party came to power. The film Triumph of the Will was a propaganda film to support the values of the Nazi Party and challenge and raise their awareness in society. A result of society's influence on the changing genre can be seen in many films directed by Michael Moore. Sicko, Fahrenheit 9/11, and Bowling for Columbine are examples which are smothered with Moore's flamboyant and intrusive personality, creating an extremely entertaining piece of art for viewers.
He used many cursing conventions like interviews, voiceovers, montages, and music to enforce his point that Americans should not have guns.
And he has a very stubborn point of view.
He also went into a bank and pretended that he just randomly bought a gun on that day, but really it took him 3 months to organize the gun. Yeah. The way he challenged society was to go to Kmart and try to stop them from selling the bullets that they use for Bowling for Columbine.
And that's an example of how Bowling for Columbine created an imperative change because they stopped selling bullets in Kmart,
which means it could stop people from shooting guns in school.
He's very stubborn and has a very confrontive style.
Yeah.
And it's a participatory style of documentary.
And a quote from Werner Herzog explains that the documentary was a feature film in disguise.
Pretty much like what he says goes, like he makes his own truth up. Like half the things he did like weren't true, but just the way he presents it and uses like comedic techniques and verbal irony, he pretty much decides that what he thinks is true. Supersize me!
Suicide me.
Supersize Me, McDonald's.
Super Size Me is a participatory style documentary that surrounds the issue of consumer rights.
It was directed by Morgan Spurlock in 2004.
Super Size Me challenged that society shouldn't be fat. It challenged the idea that fast food should not be your meal every day, but it supported the idea of healthy eating and home cooked meals, and we should be having more of that.
An example of challenge society is how Morgan Spurlock kept on questioning about the super size combo, and then after that doco they stopped the super size combo, so then that will help fat people not be tempted for the super size combo.
Morgan Spurlock's style was a lot like that of Michael Moore's. Like, he had lots of like wacky voiceovers and funny graphics, and what else did he have? And then voiceovers, and then
music.
interviews with like experts and that kind of thing. So he took the example of Michael Moore, who made doco cool again, and that's also an example of how documentary is contributing to a growing culture of change by new styles to help suspend our disbelief.
Nutritionists, they would be
Nutritionists?
doctors. They would.
And Morgan himself, like, he was a healthy guy, but he was even saying that, like, it had a massive effect on him, like, ruined his sleep, ruined his waistline. He was feeling bad.
Yeah, good code intervention he used was doing the video diary, because it made us
Think that it was real.
yeah.
It made it personal.
Yeah, and it made people think, like, oh, this could actually happen to me, because
Yeah.
if they're just watching a random documentary, they're not likely to actually think that this could be a problem for them, but seeing him go from this fit, healthy guy, and then in 30 days he was struggling big time, it made people actually think, like, oh, this does happen.
2 girls were suing McDonald's for making them fat because they ate the food from McDonald's, and it ended up in a court case called the Pellman case, which acted as an imperative change.
Yeah, that's where, like, Morgan Spurlock got his inspiration
Yeah,
from.
sparked the Super Size Me.
Yeah, and also support society, because everyone knows that McDonald's and fast food is bad for you. So it supported society's thoughts on to not have the fast food.